right? Wouldn't you say, if you're showing them everything? So on that second date, I love to be able to talk to her a little bit more about what are other things that Mary Kay has to offer. So obviously I always give them a catalog, a lookbook on that first date. But on that second date, I can really talk to them about, what are their other concerns about, oh my gosh, we have these great serums, we have these masks, we have fragrance. And so you can really get to explore what are other things that they might be interested in using and what other products. And so it's really important, guys, to have this second date. So one of the easiest ways to make sure that that second date happened is to really reference it on the first date. Okay. And so you kind of do that at the end of the first date, right? When you're going out with a guy, like if you're already talking about when we see each other again, it's going good, right? And so I'm already going to reference that second date. And I'm going to try to say it at least 7 times when I'm talking to them for that first time, whether you're doing virtually, whether you're doing it in person, you're going to reference. I'm so excited because we will have a second date. So that way there's no surprises that this is a relationship, that I'm going to see you again. And I kind of tell them on this second date, I want to make sure that all of your skincare needs are being met. And so I'm super excited to spend that time with you because I can spend a little bit more time one-on-one. And so I love to always reference that. So always remember to say it at least 7 times on your first date, so everybody knows, oh, there's a second date. There's no question. There's no surprises. They're like, oh, I get it. I get to spend time with you 2 times, okay? And the last reason why it's so important, because it's really working your Mary Kay business solid, and we like to call this full circle. And when you do this, you're going to book, you're going to sell, you're going to book, and you're going to recruit. I have found that those customers that I see them for that second time and they host something for me usually end up being my best consultants, okay? Because why? Because they saw the full spectrum of how my business works. And I want you to know, who wants a team? Who wants team members? Who wants a big team? Come on, raise your hands. All right. Okay, awesome. I'm going to give you a secret of how you build a strong, solid team. Do you want a weak team or a strong team? Who wants a strong team? Strong, right? We all want a strong team. Awesome. They will do what you do. That's it. That's simple. So if you do a second date with them, guess what they will automatically do? They will just have second dates. And so this is teaching them to not only do what you do, okay, but it is breathing belief into this business when they see you do a second date. So obviously at that moment, they're probably a customer, but now they get the gist of this business. So when you recruit them on that second date, they know the process because you have gone through the process with them, okay? You don't have to sit here and try to train them. You did the best training with them because they got to experience it and live through it. And so they will do what you do. And so if you want a strong team, which I know you do, right? We all want a team, and then we want a strong team. You want to make sure that you're not skipping a step in this process to work your business really strong, okay? So this is why you need to have a second date. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how we're going to do this, okay? First thing, we're going to say it's simple. Can you guys repeat? It's simple. Can you guys say it? I can't hear you. It's simple. Awesome. A second date is simple. Sometimes we complicate it or we're scared of it. And we're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do on the second date. Like, what the heck do I do? Well, it's pretty simple. And thanks to COVID, it's made it even simpler. Okay, why am I saying that? Because people are not really having a lot of time to spend on their face. And it doesn't really matter because you're going to wear a mask anyway. So what do you guys see? My eyes. That's it. And so what you're going to focus on are really helping them accentuate their eyes. Now, if you're not comfortable with makeup, it doesn't matter because we have cheating makeup. And I'm going to show you what's our cheating makeup. You guys recognize these? Yeah, these are the best. I'm wearing them. And so technique or anything to use these products, okay? So we have 4 of these. And so honestly, I think that this is the best thing. Well, Mary Kay has invented many best things, but one of the best things that Mary Kay has invented. And these are these cream eyeshadows, okay? All they need to do is use 1 or 2 of these to create an amazing look. And that's it. So what are you going to do? You're going to practice. You're going to get these. If you don't have them, you need these in your life. There's only 4 colors, okay? And it's pretty simple. And they're easy because it's a light and a dark. So you pick a light and a dark. The light goes right here and the dark goes right here. And it's simple, right? To finish my look, I'm going to use a lip gloss, okay? And then I have CC cream, okay? And this is honestly, for the majority of women, this is as far as extensive as you really need to get on the second date, okay? Now, I'm not saying that we have to keep it there because there are some women who are totally interested in makeup. So I'm gonna give you guys some tools of what you can do. I'm gonna share my screen and hopefully I do this right so that you guys can see what I see. And I'm gonna show you some stuff of what you can use to further your skills when it comes to makeup, okay? So the best thing that I'm gonna have you guys do is you can go right here. Anybody recognize this? You guys can all see it. drivenarea.com. If you go to drivenarea.com, our amazing national and our amazing directors have created amazing videos for you to learn from. So you're gonna click on the website, enter website, and the password, if it comes up, it's driven. So that's the password, driven. And then you're gonna go to this tab right here that says new consultants, okay? And so what you can do here is that you can watch and you have all the resources for that second date, okay? Right here in Makeup Shakeup, you guys see here, I'm gonna click here, and there's actually a video, ta-da, that teaches me a little bit more about makeup. I have a guide, okay? And why am I showing you this? Because yes, I know that some of us directors offer Shakeup makeup where you can do it with your director, but I'm gonna challenge you to start doing these on your own, okay? So this is a basic, what I showed you guys, this essential color set, right? With a cream eyeshadow. Now, if you have somebody that wants to learn a little bit more about makeup, we have right here, okay? And the placemats and everything that you need here. Now, you can use this as a training guide for yourself, okay? And then you can copy what you see. And all of the images, everything is here. The clothing sheet sets are here for you to be able to have a successful second date. Now, this is if you're choosing the route of makeup. Remember, I did tell you that I do talk to my customers on that second date about skincare. Another great option is a Hydra session, okay? So if they're more into skincare, they're interested about, you know what, I would love to find out more about my skin, I have a few concerns, then you can do a Hydra session with them. And again, everything is here. There's a video that you can watch of a Hydra session. All of the closing sheet sets are here. There's even a little cheat sheet, how to do your roll-up bag. So everything is here, okay? This is one way for you to use. This is one thing, one resource. Another resource is we have YouTube, okay? Ari Hathaway. And if you click here on videos on YouTube, you guys see the YouTube, right? Yeah, can you guys see this? Perfect. So here, there's a lot of video that you can watch on what that second appointment could look like, okay? Whether they want to learn about brows, whether they want to learn about Makeup Shakeup. So this resource is incredible because you can even, guys, even stream this, okay? If you want to do it in a group session, you can literally play this video through Zoom and you guys watch it and do it together, okay? It's that simple. You won't even have to physically teach it yourself. All you're doing is streaming, going over questions, okay? So it's really that simple to do that second date, okay? Now you do need to have the products, obviously, right? So you wanna make sure that you have your supplies, okay? So whether it's the makeup supplies, I know some of you got it for free, you were smart business owners and you got your makeup for free, right? Or it's time to do your makeup and get your makeup. So I'm gonna challenge you, if you don't have your products yet, okay? If you don't have your own eyeshadows, I'm gonna challenge you to have a funeral. Okay? I'm going to challenge you to have a funeral. And I'm going to tell you two things that funerals are. They're very sad and they're very expensive. Okay? Why very sad? Because you're going to grab anything in your house that is not Mary Kay. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do. This is a wastebasket. And you are going to throw it in here. You're going to look at it and you're going to cry for a second because it's very sad. And then they're very expensive. Why? Because you guys are going to replace everything that is in your house that is not Mary Kay with Mary Kay. Okay? Why am I telling you this? Who wants to be a powerful selling machine consultant? Awesome. Guess how you learn to sell the product. Any guesses? Any guesses? You use it.
You wear it.
You wear it. You use it. So how can I sell you something if I've never experienced it myself? Okay? So I'm going to challenge you this week to hold your funeral, okay, in your house. Remember, it's going to be sad and it's going to be expensive, but I know you guys can do this. Why? Because I want you to be a powerful selling machine consultant. And so if I'm not even using the products, I don't know what they feel like. I don't know what they act like, okay? So start with using things for yourself, okay? Getting your own product for yourself. And then little by little, you can build up your samples. Now, when I mean samples, I'm not talking about those little crappy things that come in an envelope. No, I'm talking about full-size products. So if you want to try the Naturally line, I have it, the whole thing in real size, not a little sample in a packet. Notice in the department stores, when they're demoing the fragrances, how do they demo the fragrance? The real bottle. They don't give you a little packet, okay? They want you to smell it and touch it, and they want you to see the real bottle. Why? Because there's greater chances of you buying. And this is a business, okay? So if you have the real product, and I'm gonna show you the real product, instead of that little crappy foil packet, okay? If I show you that, are you guys excited? Of course not. But if I show you the product, now you guys are excited, okay? So for the second date, you are gonna need your resources. You are gonna need your products, and you want to be using them. People tell me all the time, they're like, Janet, when you start speaking about the products, you just light up. Why? Because I love the products, because I use the products, because I know how they feel, especially when we're getting into that second date with makeup. If I'm not wearing Mary Kay, okay, people are gonna ask me, what lip gloss is that? What eyeshadow is that? What am I gonna tell them? Oh, this is MAC, and this is Lancome. What did you just do to yourself? You just shot your whole business, okay? So especially with what you're wearing on your face, it's so important that you wear Mary Kay alone, okay? So who's up for the challenge? Who's having a funeral this week? Oh, I see some hands up. You guys just made me so excited. Okay, awesome. So you're gonna have your funeral. That's your first challenge, okay? The other thing I wanted to show you guys that's an awesome resource is, ta-da, Mary Kay in Touch. Okay, Mary Kay in Touch is there for you, ladies. You're gonna go to Home, Business Tools. Oh wait, this thing got in the way. Can you guys see it? It's probably just in my way. Can you guys see it, or do I see this too? There it goes. Party Central, and then the second appointment. And there's some great resources here for you to find out, especially for my people that are like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about color, I'm a little bit nervous. Everything is here. Now, there's nothing like watching, but I will challenge you on doing. Once you start using it and doing it yourself, you will get much more comfortable in explaining it. Okay, and I'm gonna give you an example. I love to give examples if you can't tell. Who can brush their teeth? We all can, right? Can you teach me how to brush your teeth? If I didn't know how to brush my teeth and I asked you, I don't know how to brush my teeth, can you please help me? Would you guys be able to explain to me how to brush my teeth? For sure. Why? Because you guys do it every single day. So it's the same thing with makeup, okay? The more that you practice on your own face and create beautifulness, because really that's what it is, as you create beautifulness on your face, you will be able to teach other people how to do the same. Okay, but that only happens when you practice on yourself. So the more that you practice with our products and you mix them, okay, because you can actually mix these guys, these cream eyeshadows, with our normal eyeshadows, okay? And I've created some wonderful beautifulness by doing things like that, okay? Or you can use them alone. You could just use 2 cream eyeshadows. But as you play around with it, is how you're gonna get to realize like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And you're gonna get to create your look. Now, another thing that's really cool here, if you go to the education tab, and I'm just for time, I'm not gonna go in there, but under education tab, there's a color consultant. So if you have not gotten your certification, it has videos, and then at the end, there's a test. I'm gonna challenge you. This is your second challenge to do your color consultant this week. What's super cool about it is that you get a little, it's almost like a little, what do you call that? Not a decal. It's like a little emblem, right? That now you get,
bling badge.
Bling badge that you guys will get on your website. Every time you go to a Mary Kay event, it's gonna be there. And you can also put it on your business cards, okay? And you can tell your customers, hey, I am color confident because I did my color confident class. And so now you're more official because you actually went through a training to learn on how to use color and be confident with it, okay? Versus not. So it's super simple. Under education, you guys can find that, okay? Of how to do the color confident tab, okay? And so the other thing that you guys can use under supplies is under the Driven app. And I think I can get back here. If you really focus on this new consultant tab, any of the other things that you want to learn are here. Okay, how to have a happy hour, the Hydra session, MK men, because I know that MK men, guess what? They need a second appointment too, okay? And what you can also do thanks to technology is there's different ways that you can do this. You can have a second date one-on-one, like I told you guys, or if you're more confident because you've already been doing some of these, you can turn it into a party and you can have her friends on there watching how to do the second appointment, whether it's a Hydra session, whether it's a quick dash out the door makeup, whether it's a full glam out makeup, and you can have her invite 3 girlfriends and now she can become a fabulous hostess, okay? And she will get benefits for that. And so I know some of us have different hostess promotions that we have going on, but I know that one that Christine, I think, recently did, and I'll see if I can find it. I think it's this one, let me see. And I'll show you guys. And don't worry, you'll get all of this information, okay? Is your virtual hostess and her perks, okay? So when she becomes a hostess, and she has 3 of her friends join at that beauty session, she's going to get 10% off. Okay, now remember, this can be a first time or a second date. Why not? All women love to do things with other women. So why not invite to a Hydra session? Why not invite to go ahead and do that second date and invite her girlfriends? Then she gets 15% off if 2 friends book a virtual beauty session. And then she gets 20% off when you have $200 in sales and 2 of the friends book the beauty virtual session. What I love about this is that this is making sure that you're getting bookings from your bookings so that everybody's gonna have that second date. And you can be proud about letting her friends know, oh my gosh, guess what Susie is getting today? She's getting this fabulous virtual hostess perk. Thank you so much, Susie, for hosting today. And look at the exciting things that she's gonna get. Now, her friends are gonna make sure to book because they're looking and they're not stupid. And they're like, oh my gosh, if I book a virtual session, then my best friend is gonna get a bigger discount. Well, I'm gonna hook her up, right? Don't we love to help our friends? For sure. So then they're gonna book. And then the hostess will start like texting her and be like, hey, you better book, you better book, you better book. Right? So then my hostess is kind of the one that's pressuring her friends to book, right? I don't have to be the one to even ask, okay, do you want a second appointment? The hostess is already telling her, you're doing a second appointment. You know you're doing a second appointment, right? Why? because she wants the discount. Okay, so you don't worry, you guys will definitely get this. And I love the fact, guys, that now that we get to do our appointments that are safe, that are COVID free, that are no touch friendly. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to really grow our business. Okay. And I will tell you, everybody knows how to drive. Do most of you know how to drive? Yeah. Who knows how to drive? Raise your hand if you know how to drive. Yeah. Nod. Okay. Awesome. How did you learn how to drive? Can everybody tell me, how did you learn how to drive? Who wants to unmute? How did you learn how to drive?
Someone taught me how.
Someone taught you. And now, did you watch or what did you do to learn?
Oh, I did what they were telling me to do. I followed their instruction.
Awesome. So you just sat behind the wheel and did it, right?
Yep.
Were you scared that first time?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yes. And you were probably scared the second time. Now, did you drive today?
Yes, I did.
Were you scared today?
Totally confident.
Totally confident. I love that you said that. This is the same thing. The first time you might be scared, the second time you might be scared, but after a little while, you're going to be totally confident. So the more that you do it, the more totally confident that you'll be. So my third and final challenge is going to be that you guys hold a second appointment in the next 7 days. Who's up for the challenge? Come on, ladies. All right, I'm so excited to see these hands up. Okay, so you're gonna hold. I don't care which one. I don't care if it's the dash out the door or the Hydra session. I don't care what type of second date it is. Okay, you get to choose. We have freedom and flexibility in our business. Okay, awesome. I see the thumbs up. So excited. But I know you guys can do this. We believe in you. You guys have the resources to do it. And I'm so excited that I will hear about all of your results next week. Awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, so that's my training. I know that we're going to split up now. Right, Mari?
Mari's going to help us split up now. And I love what Janet mentioned, just to say, like, I love that she also tied it into what you do, your team will follow. What the experience they have, people tend to replicate that experience for others. So I love that building your confidence with the second date. So I love that. Did everybody disappear? I don't see anybody more. Where'd everybody go?
No, I took off the sharing the screen.
Okay, where's everybody? Okay. So Mari's gonna help us split up into our different rooms for our final minutes together so we can have our breakout conversations and close. And then next week, please, let's talk about leading by example and inviting your team. Really right now, one of the great tools in our virtual business is managing and working a VIP page, a beauty insider page with your customers and, you know, people you want to continue the relationship with. And so we have a lot of great tools coming to you next week. If you don't want to miss next Tuesday, be there. All right. So, okay.
And if you are a senior, just raise your virtual hand and I'm going to be adding people into the room. So that, and if I miss you, I will add you. So don't worry. We're going to go ahead and split up into our rooms right now. I love it. I love it. Okay. Here we go. I saw a couple hands raised. Missed it. I will get you in right now. Okay, here we go.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Janet. That was awesome.
Awesome. Have a great night. I know some of you are disappearing.
All right, there we go.
Yep, I'm going.
Okay, did I miss anybody? Did I miss you? If you are
Brianna, Trinika, they're still here.
Well, I signed them. They just have to go.
Oh, they just got, okay, got it.
You gotta go. I kicked you out.
Are they going?
Who else? Okay, anybody
Is
else?
there anybody left? Yeah, that needs to go.
Yes, anybody that I missed that needs to go? One more. Anybody? One more active team. Okay, LaJoyce, hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. I should have sent you. Okay, I think we're good.
She's still here.
I assigned her though, so it's just on her now.
You did? LaJoyce, you have to click to, okay,
go.
there she goes. Awesome.
All right. I loved
All right, ladies.
That was an awesome training.
Thank you.
We're going to take some questions and talk about the second date and what you want to know. What is it that you want to know about how the second date works, and where to go from here. So what questions might you have? It can be technical. No question is silly. Honestly, all questions are great.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I'm a visual learner, right? I like to learn from watching other people. Like Katrina kind of attributed to when driving, right? We learn first by like looking, and then we get into it. So is there any way to identify people who do that second date that are a little bit more seasoned that we can maybe like just jump on and watch them do it just as a guest? Or is that awkward? Is there a reason that doesn't happen?
You can, absolutely. And I will invite you to my next second date. That's what I'm going to do. And also, I think something good to know is one of the things that we've been doing, the Shake Up Your Makeup's like on Saturdays that Christine is doing, and and that many of our units do, is the idea is that you run like your second date just like that. So a lot of times your first date with somebody might be a one-on-one, but then that second date will be kind of more in depth with more information about makeup or skincare. And so, even I think the important thing to know is that the second date can be whatever you and your client want it to be. So, if we have like all of these different kind of skincare sessions, like Angie, I know that you've done like the eye cream social. Like a second date could even be an eye cream social for some girls and her friends. And so it's really whatever that person wants to learn more about, that's what the second date is. Like similar to like what a second date is really, it's about getting to know each other more and deepening the relationship. So the way you deepen it is by figuring that out. But I'll open up some of my second dates for you guys to watch. And thank you for going first. That was a great question. And I think a lot of us are, right? Like we're visual learners, so we like to see it.
Yeah. And I think to Angie, I think it's great that that's why I mentioned all of the resources, because if you check any of the YouTube videos, you'll be able to see at that moment, they were actually live. And so everything that you see that happened actually happened in front of customers. So that's what I love about those videos, because you can recreate exactly what happened and do it live, because basically at that moment it was live. And so you're kind of watching already what it is. So that whatever appointment, let's say you have somebody that's like, oh my gosh, I do want to learn more about like masking and taking care of my skin. So you can find any of the videos there and see what they did, and walk them through that process and kind of do that with everybody else.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's exactly what I did with the eye cream social. I just went to Ari's thing, and I just literally wrote down pretty much her script and what I wanted to focus on from my particular customers, and then just literally just made it my own. So
yeah,
I have to be better about maybe finding those resources on YouTube, like those other resources. I didn't know that there was like recordings there about the second date. So I'm gonna definitely look into that. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, because I think really like once you see it that one time, then you're like, oh my gosh, I can like I'm sure you can do an eye social now, like super easily, like because you already did it one time. So it's all it really takes you is just to do it one time for you to really have that confidence. Like that's why I gave that example. I know it's super silly about driving, but it's true. Like once you do it that one time, you kind of start getting that confidence. And so it's just about throwing yourself out there and just actually like doing it.
And I will say sometimes it's funny because like I remember when I was a brand new consultant, and I think I'm really grateful that Christine was so like she just would drill in me like the number one thing you're there to do at every party is book 2 parties. Like she would just drill that in my head. And it was the thing that made the biggest difference in my business. And I remember just like years later, and I know I've told this story before, I remember it was like about 5.5 years later, maybe almost like 6 years later, I was sitting at a party and the hostess asked me, she goes, how did we get connected again? And then we started tracing it back, and I literally traced that hostess back to the very first party I ever did at Mary Kay. And it was just like referral from party to party to party, like years later. But I think that is like the power of what we do, because, you know, for many of us, I know that for me, like, I'm a people person, but I also am not super interested. Like, I'm not gonna do door-to-door sales. Like, my husband's done that's just not who I am, right? And so this is our version of, it's a warm market. You're continuing to grow your business in a way that is safe. You know, you're connecting to people that are connected to you somehow. You have mutual friends. And so think of it as like, it's the way of, you know, breaking the ice with future friends and future clients. And so that's what I love about second dates. So imagine 6 years from now, you're like, oh, I met you because of so and so and so and so and so. Love it. Questions?
All right, that was a great question, Angie. Anybody else have any questions, comments about, it can be about tonight or, you know, in general, anything that you do want to ask?
I have
You
a
guys
question.
have us here. Yes.
Hi. I just want to know, like, the second dates. Is that something that we do on our own, or would like a shake up your makeup or a skin session taught by someone else be a second date?
I would recommend that you teach it on your own, definitely,
Okay.
because the more that you connect with your customers, it just builds credibility. Like, you are the beauty consultant, you're the expert. They're coming to you for advice. So it's kind of like going to a doctor. Imagine you go to the doctor and you ask him questions, and he's like, "Give me a second, let me ask someone," and gets on the phone and starts calling another doctor to answer your questions. What doctor would you prefer at that moment?
The other doctor.
The other doctor. You're like, give me the guy that's on the other end of that phone. That's who I want to see. So the best thing that you can do is connect with your customers, because you are the beauty expert, okay? Whatever you know more than them.
Right.
That's how you have to see it. Whatever you know more than them. And so you want to build that relationship so that you have that credibility. And if they ask you something that maybe you don't know, that's okay. Nobody's expecting like a total genius. So you just tell them, honestly, you know, thank you, Susie. I always use Susie or Maria. So thank you, Susie, for asking that question. That is a great question. And you know, I don't have an answer for you right now. Can I call you back tomorrow with that answer?
Okay.
Because she's not looking for the Wizard of Oz, you know, somebody who knows everything. No, she's just looking for beauty tips, and you're the girl. Like, you're the one that she's going to trust. So I totally recommend that the faster that you do that with your customer base, the more you're going to sell, and the stronger, the more confident that you're going to be in your business.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'll add to that, and you know, that the virtual events that your director is going to do are meant to be a layering tool. Like, they are a layer. And absolutely, you know, use them to learn and to have guests. But, you know, like Janet said, I love that example of, you know, the doctor calling the doctor. You know, so they're there to be an aid and continue to layer your customers, you know, and not necessarily replace you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And let me tell you, one of the things that really helped me build my business fast was not so much that I knew a lot, but that I was willing to just do it anyway. And so when people would see, oh my gosh, you've only been doing this for a month? Well, if you can do this, then I can definitely do this. And so it was a great tool to not know a lot. Not like now when people hear, oh, I've been doing Mary Kay for 14 years. I mean, I like to say that because it does build also like, okay, what she's doing is great. It must be a great company. But at the same time, people are like, oh, well, that's why she sounds so great. She's been doing this for 14 years. I could never sound like her, you know? And so what I love is that when I first started my business, whether you've been 1, 2, 3 years, just starting up your business. So people, it builds credibility that you're like, wow, you're so smart. You know how to do this. Wow, this is great. It doesn't take a lot. And so I really think that that is how I build my team really fast, by just doing it and them seeing like how simple it was. And nowadays you can even read, like we have scripts, we have the flip chart. That's another resource that's there for you, where you can just literally pick up a book and read. And then if they can do the same, where they can pick up a book and read, it's an easy way to also build your team.
Janet, Marty, how else do you, like, how do you keep tabs of all your customers? Like when you're doing your parties and stuff like that, like how Mari was saying that she went back and she saw that she had this customer from like one of her first parties. Like, what's the easiest way to be like organized where you're not like going to 1,000 notebooks, or maybe you do have to go to 1,000 notebooks, but how do you girls do that?
Awesome. I can tell you what I do. I do use Scipio, and also in Mary Kay in Touch, there's actually a note section. So I will write down in the note section how, for example, if they're family or how they're related. But there's also a section where you can put the hostess in there. Mm-hmm. So let's say that Susie was my hostess and I met Maria there. I already know that Maria came from Susie's party. Yeah. And then when Maria hosts for me, and let's say I meet Susana there, then it will say, well, Susana was in Maria's party because Maria hosted, right? And I met Susana there, but then under Maria's note, it'll say Susie hosted. So in Mary Kay in Touch, you just have to write who hosted, and that way it kind of keeps tab of it. And then also if they're family members or sisters or anything like that, you can also keep notes in the notes section of your customers. You can add a note. And I think that's the easiest way. Because honestly, one of the things that I discovered much later in my business is to take their picture. And I take their picture and I, at the end of the party, I make sure to get their individual face so that you can actually upload their pictures into Mary Kay in Touch. I'm visual. So if I see their face, it kind of reminds me really fast, like, oh, this is how I met her. Right. Versus a name. You know, if you just have names, it gets kind of crazy.
Right.
I don't know if you, Mari, if you use anything else that helps you keep track.
I use notes. Like I use the notes on Mary Kay in Touch, and I put so much information on there. That is how I keep track of everybody. And I put, every time I talk to them and they tell me something important, I put it in there. They had an anniversary, their child was born, you know, they have a new grandbaby, they graduated, like anything that they tell me that's important, I add it in there. When I talk to them, and you can do it on the go. It's really simple and easy, and you can really build great rapport with your customer as you do that. So that's a great question, and I love that we have the tools to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, girls.
No problem. So it is 8:30 and we want to be respectful of your time. So we are so grateful that you are on here with us. Excited to see all the second dates you'll be holding, right, Janet?
Yes.
And we'll see you back here next Tuesday. And then we're going to be talking all about your VIP customer group and ways that you can engage your customers on social media. So come back and stay tuned. Bye, ladies.
Bye, guys. Have a great night.